emotions are high everywhere right now. And people are really stressed out. And I'm glad there's people that are, like, willing and able to come out and speak about the problems that they're facing, like, with their emotions and stuff publicly right now. Because I think it is helping. But I'm just thinking about, like, change. Change is something that is going to happen, and it is inevitable. It doesn't matter what you think you want for the future. Nothing is ever as you expected. It's just like you have a birthday and it doesn't go as planned. Are you going to be upset about it the whole time? Or are you going to be happy about the good things that did happen? And that's where I'm coming from right now. This is it. The things that are happening right now is what's happening. And the future is always going to be some strange... It's never going to be what you expect. But we are subjected to this experience. And I do think we need to make the most of it. Let's be grateful for what we do have during this time, because these are hard times. And we do need to fight our way out of it. We are going into a world war right now. This is serious. Violence is going up dramatically. I'm watching statistics. Not just here at home either. So, I know it's rough. We're all going through changes right now, but this is going to make all of us stronger. Every single person. But it is up to us to see to it that what comes of this is something better, not something worse. Hate is certainly a topic lately, with all this crap going on with these white supremacist groups and all the political violence that's been taking place. And so I do want to openly say, for anyone and everyone, let's not encourage that. We're dealing with not just our local population, but a global population, because it looks like multiple countries are experiencing the same thing that we're experiencing here in the United States. And there's probably a reason for that. I think that a certain group and certain people are involved in what we're experiencing collectively. Like the white supremacist groups seem to have a major hand in what is taking place not just here, but in other countries where similar things are happening right now. So I want to remind everybody, too, that their tool to cause so much damage is hate. And you don't get peace by spreading hate. So let's see to it that, while we go through all this, people need to be working together and being respectful and understanding of each other's differences. When it comes to things like war, if something is going on that people don't, agree with or whatever, I don't feel it's personally okay to ever attack any civilian populace. I think if there's a threat that's causing wars, for example, the white supremacist groups that Putin and Elon and Trump have been riling up, that's a terrorist organization. And there's a handful of different ones across the world. And those are the people that need to be held accountable for the bad things that they're doing. So don't ever join in on dehumanizing or hating a specific group of people. And I do also think that right now, this is something that we all need to combat. We need to stand together, stand firm, and do what we can to secure our nation and make this a safe place for people to raise their children. I would like to see tolerance campaigns going on right now, and ones that are not cheesy and gimmicky. I do think it's something that will help. Since there's been so much dehumanization, I think humanization would be helpful during this time. For all groups. I don't care who you are. At the end of the day, regardless of a person's nationality, gender, race, religion, etc., most people are decent people. And they should not have to take the flack and the destruction and the hate and the abuse because of things that another group that has a similarity with them in some way is doing. This is something that's bothering me, that's on my mind right now, because what I'm watching is a lot of people flowing in all directions, trying to put out the 5-alarm fire that we're dealing with collectively. And when we're not mindful of our actions, innocent people can wind up getting hurt. So I just want to encourage everybody to have that in mind. Let's pray for better things ahead. Let's hope for good things. And keep fighting and keep doing good and right by our communities. Reality is never going to be what you expected or what you imagine in your head, unfortunately. So then we have to let go of those things. Let's not cling to ideals and do emotional and psychological harm to our own selves. We're in the here and now, and we can be grateful that we're still on the planet Earth. Every day on the Earth, still here, is a good day. If this is where you are, then you're in the right place. I want to remind people that negativity spreads like a disease. Fear also. And a lot of times all that negative stuff and the fear and all of that, it's not accurate. So we want to be careful about feeding that to each other. And yes, like, we're all going to feel the way we feel, and I do think it's good to talk about the feelings, but that's something I want people to be mindful right now. We're dealing with an incredibly complex situation. I do think that the people have the ability to navigate out of this. But we're walking a thin line here. This is a dangerous situation that we're in right now. It's not good. Let's do what we can to find the small blessings in each day and be grateful, because there's going to be a point where we're all looking back on this time of our lives and we're going to have to look at our own selves as well. But other than that, like, if it's miserable and it's painful, like, I understand, believe me. But let's try to stave some of that off. Because at the same time, guys, we're having a wild ride and we're doing cool shit. You know? And that's a good thing. So if you're standing up for justice and you're standing up for morality right now, be proud of yourself. Because during this time, that's who you chose to be. And you won't have to live with that regret later, looking back at the mistakes. The world's never going to be exactly how you want it. We definitely have issues we need to fix. We need to be able to afford food. This looks like a tactical attack against the United States and its people. I don't understand why this Cheeto is still holding office. Depleting food resources is a tactical maneuver. It's a thing that's done of war. And we are currently, I mean, from my own experience, you know, I've lost everything. And I don't even have access to a grocery store, so I'm understanding the reality of what my friends who have been going through all the wars have been dealing with and not having access to food. We're under attack. That is my perception of all of this. We're going to have small victories here and there, but I strongly suggest that we do not drop the momentum. We need to see to it that our federal agencies are not only restored, but they need extra funding more than usual to clear the entire backlogs from the last 4 years that Donald Trump and his cronies have prevented from being cleared. I bet you there's some criminal evidence somewhere in there. We are all people. Remember that. Latino, Caucasian, Asian, Muslim, Israeli. All of these people are all people and just as deserving of life and to have a pleasant life. So let's all, take a moment, clear the air, look to the future in a positive way.